like, what in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, this is Jason, pretty excited. Got a little 1968 Mustang. I really like these cars. I've probably actually owned, probably 100 to 150 Mustangs in my lifetime. Pretty versed in them, and but I really like 67, 68 Mustangs. As you already know, this is kind of first generation car. They started building them at 65, 66, looked alike, 67, 68. And then 69 and 70, 71 through 73. But there's little tiny differences. And then you also got the 64 and a half was actually a 65 Mustang. But it's just build dates and stuff. But we'll walk around this one here. It's a nice looking car. It's all painted in black. Probably the paint's about 10 years old. And it's just a really good looking car. So we'll go ahead and show you the lights. You can see the marker lights work, headlights. Got your blinkers, got our fog lamps. Then you got our high beams. You can see the high beams work. And but all the lights are working, the reverse lights and everything. I'll show you those here in a minute. But we'll walk around it here and just talk about some of the paint and stuff. It's a factory C-code car. So it's a 289. That was the last year for the 289 in a Mustang. And then you can get a 302, 390, and mid-year 428. And there was also a 392 barrel car as well. But you just look down the side. It's actually real straight. Looks good. You'll see little tiny paint flaws. You'll see maybe a little chip. Maybe a little swirl here and there, but overall, the paint looks actually pretty nice. I'd probably get an 8.5 out of 9. I guess probably just because of age, and but I mean, it looks good. The chrome looks good. It's above driver quality, but you could definitely drive it. You could take it to a car show and have a time of your life in it. And you can see here on the fender. Now you look at these wheels. They look great. This is the first time I've actually bought a set of these. I used to be a specialty wheel dealer, and we were, I sold wheels all over the country. And but this is a Magnum 500, but it's done in aluminum. And before I only sold the steel ones, and I'm not selling wheels now, but the steel and chrome. But I went ahead and put on this car a set of aluminum ones, and they actually really did a nice job. These are from Scott Drake, legendary wheels, and these never came on a 68 Mustang in general. It might have been able to be an option or something like that, but usually you'll see them on 69 cars. But you did see them on Hertz renter cars and stuff too. But I think that wheel is just really sharp. Tires are in good shape. There's a little butterfly flying out of there. The tires in the front are P215 65 15, and you got in the rear 235 60 15s. But I'd say they were probably 90-95%. And but there's no rust on the car. You look back here behind the wheel well. There's no rust at all. Another common place you'll see bubbles and stuff is here in the bottom corner of the door. It looks good. I can see a little tiny little, no, that was just a little dirt. But it looks real nice. And you can see a little imperfection in the paint. Hopefully you can see that. I got a picture of it in the still photos too. But you can, actually what there is here, there's a lead filler line here. And I think you'll see sometimes after age, you'll see a little bit of distortion there sometimes. But you look around the back window, there's no rust. Very clean. No rust around the back window at all. You know, again, we'll look here on this side. Look down the side of it. You know, it looks nice. Go ahead and rev it up, Nolan. I like the dual exhaust. You know, sounds good. You can see here too, the marker lights are working. We got our tail lights on right now. Go ahead and put your brake lights on. Blinkers. Got left. Got right. You put it in reverse already, but you can see here the light for the license plate works. But go ahead and I'll put it back here. You can see the reverse lights are working. Those license plates too, I didn't mention, those are actually, when the car was bought new, it was bought in Nissan Ford here in Albany, Oregon, which is probably just about 20 minutes from my house. That's the original plates on this car. We didn't put those on there. Those, when that car was bought new, they put them on there. So you can also see here, this is an option. Pop open gas tank lid. You can see a little pitting and stuff on it. This is also an option too, the trim right around there. And you can also see there was another option here, the rocker molding across the bottom and the wheel lip molding. And so we'll go ahead and flip it around here so you can see the other side of the car. Yeah, here where we pulled it around so you can get another look at it on the passenger side. Really good looking car. I know I keep on saying it, but I think it's good looking. You know, you look down the side on this side, looks really clean, and straight down the side. You know, a lot of cars can't wear black, and this car actually shows it off pretty well. You look behind the back wheel here, again, there's no bubbles, you know, very clean. You can see my reflection in it really good. You can see a little bit of orange peel in different spots, but nothing major. And you can see around the wheel lip, again, it's a nice shape. Look here across the rocker, you know, very clean. You know, no bubbles in the bottom corners of the doors. Looked around here. I didn't show you the other roof gutter, but the roof gutters are real nice, not rusty or anything. You can see the paint on the hood or the roof is real nice. Also, the other thing it's got is got the turn signal hood. Let's turn the blinkers on and see if we can see those. You can see the blinker. That's actually like a GT hood. That's also another option. So, you know, the car has some nice options on it, and you know, it looks good. And windshield rubber is all new around it as well. That was put in a little while ago. And you can see the vent windows. You can see the rubber in the doors. All looks really good. And so we'll go ahead and shut her off here and show you some more stuff. Okay, here we are. We're going to take a look underneath the hood. A little latch right there. Just pop it up. You can take a look underneath. Engine compartment looks really nice. Nice and detailed. And it is a 289 in general. You can see the 289 high performance, but it's not a K code motor. They have those in 67 and below. But it is a 289 C code car. And but I know that it has a 302 block and 289 heads. And the block is a 1968 block. One way you can tell a 289 from a 302, I mean, standing here you can't tell. But if there's a little, you'll see back here, there's a little stamp pad, a little flat area. That tells you got a 302. They started putting stamp pads there. And but, you know, the block's not original with the car because it's a C code car. But engine runs really good. We'll start it up here in a minute. It's got a C code cars, actually a 289 two-barrel car. This has a 4-barrel carburetor on it, Edelbrock carb, Edelbrock aluminum intake. You can see here it has power steering as well. and it's got long tube headers on it as well. So battery looks good. You look up here in the aprons, very clean. You can see the original spot welds and stuff. Usually these sometimes can get rusty right there, but they all look really nice. No crinkles or anything. Everything looks good. You can see here the radiator support looks really nice. And you know, we just did general service and stuff to the engine. Put a new oil pan on it, oil pan gasket, valve cover gaskets. I'll talk about the tranny later. It's been gone through probably last year, and rear end's been checked and everything. So, and, you know, brakes and everything. So when I get underneath the car, we'll talk about it more. I was going to show you here the VIN number on the car. You can see right here. I actually sanded it away and put a little clear. You can see 8R01C103274. And also right here, there's a hidden VIN underneath there, and you'll see pictures of it. If you take these two bolts out right here, this one and that one, and you can lift it up, you can see it there. I did the same thing. You know, it's important to have VINs on cars, and usually on these cars, you'll see one up here too that's riveted underneath the dash pad. Sometimes those end up missing, and you know, this car, it doesn't have one there. I've heard, you know, sometimes that they didn't leave the factory with them. You know, it's, you know, production, you know, rolling assembly and stuff. So, but I just want everyone to know it's not there. It's not really a big concern because it's not a Shelby or anything like that. And so it does have, you know, the stamps here, the factory stamps, which actually are really better than a riveted on tag, and because these are the factory stamps from when it was original, when it left the factory. And you also see here the door tag, it has the original VIN too, and the owner's manual actually matches that and the title. And the car was bought new at Nissan Ford and in Albany, Oregon, and which is kind of cool. It stayed local, but you know, I wish it had it on the windshield, but it doesn't. So not a big deal. Okay, I almost forgot to show you after I was talking so much. Why don't we start it up? You can hear it run. You know, sounds good, sounds nice and healthy, runs real smooth. You know, you can hear that it doesn't have any rattles or anything like that, no exhaust leaks or anything. Go ahead and rev it up one more time. Yeah, you know, it sounds good. Sounds like a 289. Anyways, we'll show you some more stuff on the car. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look inside the trunk. You know, the trunk looks really nice, very clean. It's got original style mat in there. It's got a spare tire. We'll take this mat out here in a second and the tire, but you can see the around the trunk lip and the jams look really good. You know, it hasn't been hit or anything. Inside looks good. You know, no rust. I'll go ahead and take that tire out of there, Nolan. We'll look underneath the trunk lid. You know, there's no rust underneath. Very clean. This is kind of a treat right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's my friend's 68 Roadrunner 383 4-speed. Nice looking car. Well, go ahead and I get sidetracked sometimes. Go ahead and take the mat out. I showed you underneath when you see those pictures that it has a new gas tank in it as well, and it has the matting sound deadener here. You can see there the new tank, and but inside the trunk looks really good. You know, you can see back in here it's not hit or anything. One thing you'll notice here, this is kind of interesting because at first I saw it and I was like, what's going on there? You can see this kind of pounded out right there. That's actually a relief area, and that shouldn't be pounded out. And it kind of insets so you can put the spare tire in there, you know, the roundness of the tire. So either someone didn't think it was supposed to be there, or they wanted to put bigger tires on it at one point, and they kind of moved it out a little bit because it usually sits in about an inch and a half. So I just wanted to show you that it's not a issue or something like that. It's just that's just what they did. You can see here on the taillight panel. You know, it's not hit or anything, looks clean. Go ahead and look around here to the other side. You know, across the back, you know, it looks real nice. And no signs of any rust or anything. So anyways, there's the trunk for you. Here we are going to take a look at the inside. I just want to show you that the door locks work. You can see they're working there. You know, the interior is real nice. Really nice condition. You can see across the dash, looks good. Aftermarket steering wheel. The pony in the center. You know, the seats don't have any rips or anything, you know, just factory bucket seats. And they look really nice. You can see behind the seat as well. You know, they're all upholstered and look good. We'll go ahead and take a look at the back seat here. You know, very nice condition. It's got rear speakers in it too, but it's nice too because they put actually a little piece of carpet over it so you can't see it. I usually don't like seeing the speakers back there. And it's actually got the rubber original style pony floor mats. You can see the pony up there. I actually like those floor mats a lot. And I'll show you some more stuff when we're driving it around, of course, but it's got new carpet in it that was put in it a couple years ago. But you look at the door jambs, very clean. You know, no accidents or anything like that. No rust. I don't know what the camera did there a second ago, but you can see here they actually put and this is just to be fancy, they just put a little stainless piece of chrome. You know, some people like a little more chrome on things, but we'll go ahead and show you the windows rolling up here. You know, they roll up nice. There's that one. We'll show you the quarter. You know, sometimes the quarter windows have issues, and this one actually does really nice. And we'll go ahead and show you the other side too. That one's a little tiny stiff. Not bad. It's different when you're trying to roll it up that way too. And yeah, that one's just a little bit stiff. Go ahead and look at the back one. One thing I was going to mention too, the headliner looks really good, very clean. You can see the dome light works on there, but the dome light only works when you're open the passenger's door. And I thought it was this little switch right here, but that's not what's making it. There's some kind of wiring from this point here. You'll see here also that it has one little, I was talking about the headliner, it's really nice, but there's one little cut right there. And but we'll go ahead and walk around the other side, just take a look on the other side. Okay, here we're on the passenger side. Door locks work. You know, pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's nice and clean. Doesn't smell like smoke or anything like that. No cigarette burns or anything. I don't like smoke at all. And you know, someone took nice care of this car. See here in the glove box. You can also see the door jambs. Again, very, very clean. And it has new gaskets. I talked about this already once, but it has new gaskets all the way around. You know, even this piece here. We got pictures of underneath the doors as well. And they look really good and rust free. You can see here the door panel looks in good shape. So we'll go ahead and show you some other stuff on the car. Mustang. It's really a nice driving car. You know, like I said before, suspension's been rebuilt. It's stuff on it, and just wanted to show you behind the wheel, you know, what it looks like driving. And you know, it sounds nice, and it just sounds good. All the gauges are working except the clock, and I mean, normally they don't work, but it does have the clock option, which you don't see very often. But the odometer says 71, 132. Oil pressure reads about in the middle, and temperature gauge, fuel gauge, I need to put a little gas in her, and but all that's working. It's got an aftermarket steering wheel, and the horn works, and actually the blinkers work. You can see up there on the dash, you can see it blinking, and then one on the left. You can see here the wipers work, and it's got an aftermarket radio. The nice thing about these cars is, you know, on a 65, 66 Mustang, if you put the radio in up here, an aftermarket one, it actually ruins the dash. This actually whole unit in a 67, 68 Mustang just unscrews, so you just have to get a new bezel if you wanted to put a factory radio in them. And and they're only, you know, probably $35 for a reproduction one, so no foul on that really. But you know, it's just a nice driving car. You can see it's an automatic. It's got the pony floor mats, and the dash pad looks real nice. It's got speakers in the front and in the back. So we'll just cruise it around here a little bit and pull over and let you take a look at the rest of the car. Hey, here we are underneath the Mustang. We're going to take a look. I'm doing a video underneath as well. You'll still see the still photos and stuff, but I just think it's doing a video. You get to see a lot more things. I get to talk about things that we did that you might not pick out in a still photo. So anyways, we'll take a look underneath here. We'll just start from the front to the back, and you know, the whole front end has been rebuilt on it. It's got all new bushings. You can see here the TC rod has new bushings in it, you know, on both sides here. You can see here as well the radiator support looks really good, you know, no rust. You can see here the frame rails look really nice too on both sides. You can see here, you know, that looks really good. You can see up here the battery box looks nice, you know, no issues. And I haven't seen any accident damage on this car either. You know, everything looks clean. You know, like I said before, it's been in Oregon all of its life, probably about 20 miles from here when it was bought new at Nissan Ford. And but anyways, we'll go here. You can see it's got new lower control arms and upper control arms and springs and shocks up there. That's all new. You can see the, you know, the new ball joints and everything. You know, the rubber looks good. And we also went ahead and put, so a lot of this stuff was already done when I got it, but we also put neoprene bushings on the sway bar on both sides there, obviously, and the new bushing here as well. But you can look here at the motor mounts. Motor mounts look new as well, and look very clean. It's got a new power steering ram. Everything looks good. The hoses look good. The brake lines look real good too. I don't see any cracking on them. You know, they look in good shape. You can see here it's got a new boot cover as well. And but overall, I mean, the suspension, the car drives really nice. It's got drum brakes on the front and a drum on the back. And you can just take a look here at the ball joint and the springs up there. And everything looks real clean. You know, Mustangs, you know, I know a lot about Mustangs and stuff. You can see up here, you know, behind the headlight and stuff, that looks real good. You know, again, no accident damage. But where you really want to look on Mustangs is up here on the inner aprons. You know, it looks really good. You know, no accident damage. You know, you'll see original spot welds and bolts and stuff. Right up there, as you can see, a little shiny spot up here. Actually, I ground that away because I was looking for the VIN number that's hidden underneath the the fender over there. That's the only reason that's ground off. You look here, this is a torque box. 1968 they started putting dual torque boxes on the cars on both sides, and these look really nice, very good condition. You'll see a dual torque box also on a convertible and and stuff, but you look at the frame rails, you know, usually these are all, you know, beat up. People put jacks or high centered them on stuff. I mean, these are probably some of the best looking frame rails I've seen on a Mustang. Look around here to the other side, you know, very nice looking frame rail. You know, and the torque box looks nice. You know, the floors really solid, you know, no issues. You can see here it's got long tube headers, and they have duals go back. It's got glass packs on it. One thing I would have probably put in here, not down talking the car or anything, I would have put a crossover pipe right here, H pipe. The transmission was just gone through, I believe last year. It was out and serviced and rebuilt. And you can look here. Also, I was going to show you the engine block. There's a part number. Pull the flashlight back just a little bit here. Hold on a second. I don't know if you can see it in the video. There's a part number right back there. It says C8AE. It's a 68 block, but it's a 302 block. And the reason I know that is because there's a little stamp pad on the back of the, right behind the intake, and in 1968 on 302 blocks they started putting the stamp pads there. But this is a 289 car, so it's got 302 block and 68 block, which would, you know, be correct for the year, and it's got 289 heads on it. But I just wanted to point that out. You know, something no one would ever really notice besides me, or if, you know, you get a Mustang guy that looks back behind there. You look at the floors back here. Rear floors are really nice. You'll see some oil residue. This is from previous. It had, you know, in the past it had some bad valve cover gaskets, which we replaced, but a lot of this stuff was from the tranny before it was serviced. So that's just residue from that period of time. You look at the rockers, you know, really nice. You can see the drains are free. Very, very nice rockers. You can see here another drain. You know, a lot of classic cars, pickups and stuff like that, when these drains get filled, it ruins your rockers. And both sides look really nice. We'll take a look at this rocker here from the front to back here. You know, again, there's the drain. You know, underneath the cars, it's pretty amazing. You can see here original spot welds and stuff. Look here at the rear end. You can see the original tag. This is the original rear end in the car, but it's a 279. So it's nice highway gears, you know, good fuel economy and stuff. And the rear end was gone through too. At least I know this was off and cleaned. This is actually looks like original red primer on that, but they had it out and put new sealant around. You can see the U-joints here are new as well. And they look good. It's got air shocks on the back. You can see here, you can fill it up in the trunk. And it's also got new shocks. I already said the shocks. Got new air shocks, but it's also got new springs back here in the back too. You can see the spring bushings all look new. Right here is another troublesome spot you'll find on Mustangs. You know, these are the rear frame rails. They tend to rust out sometimes, but these look really, really nice and very clean. You can see the wheel arch again isn't rusty. You know, very clean. It's also got a new gas tank in it as well. I mean, all this stuff was probably done in the last year or so. You can see here it's got a new sending unit as well. You can see the shock over here and the spring. You can see the frame rail again is really nice condition. You look at the bottom of the quarter, you can see the original spot welds, no rust. Looks very clean. The other thing here you can't see, but you can see it in the photos. It has new brake shoes all around. Shoes look really good. And we actually put 2 new drums up front. One of the drums was scored a little bit from previous, and so we went ahead and put 2 new matching drums up front. But here you can see the bottom of the quarter on this side. Again, very nice. Trunk drop off. Very good condition. Well, hopefully that gives you just a little bit of better understanding of the car underneath. I think it actually really helps a lot just looking at it. We got a couple different rigs in here too. You can see a 65 Mercedes sitting there, and that 1911 Model T just it just got sold. Got another got a Land Rover, really nice Land Rover actually, that we'll put on bat here shortly. So we're just doing a little bit of work to it. So anyways, if you have questions, give me a call, and I'd love to talk to you about the car. And if you need anything, just email through bat or just give us a jingle. Thank you for looking.